All right. We don't need to stand in the middle of the road.
Okay.
We can stand, I guess, not in the slush either, right? All right. So this is Colin. My name's Cabe, or Cobble, like cobblestone, if you want to use that.
Okay.
What was your guys' names?
I'm Ashton. And I'm Ashley.
Ashton and Ashley, almost the same name.
Yeah.
So you guys are aware that you've been filmed?
Yes.
And you consent to the filming?
Yes.
Okay. So we're out here. Today is a very special holiday. Do you guys know what holiday that is?
Martin Luther King Day.
All right. You know who Martin Luther King was?
We do. Yeah.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about him, saying I'm someone from another planet, didn't know anything about him.
Okay.
I mean, what did he do? What was his history? What did he stand for? Stuff like that.
He was an activist for black rights.
Black movements.
Yeah.
We had a certain time period where people weren't equal, and there was a lot of stress and anger about it, and people couldn't speak about how you and I are standing here right now talking, but we're different races.
Yeah.
That wasn't something that was normal.
Yeah.
That was something that people were like, oh, I can't talk to you. You're white, I'm black.
And it doesn't only just make one other person looks bad, it makes everyone involved look dirty
it's a
for no
reflection
reason.
of everyone.
Yeah.
Exactly. And he was one of the people who had the guts to actually do something about it. You're not just watching something happening, you're making a change with it. Which is,
push the movement.
yeah.
I love that. That's so beautiful.
He
So-
is the movement.
Yeah. Yes.
So, along the lines of equality and everybody deserves to be treated equal regardless of race, skin color, sexual orientation. Yeah, I mean, you guys are on the same page, I feel like,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Does that apply to, like, my dog at home or my goldfish?
Yeah, I would say, but it also goes to a certain extent.
And what extent would that be?
Like, what is your purpose to your goldfish? Is it a pet, or is it someone who keeps you company? Is it
Exactly.
like, do you talk to your fish, or is your fish just there for you
He's
to
just
look
there
at it like
for
art?
me, and I buy it and use it as art.
Yeah.
A product.
So
Oh, a
it's
product?
it's just a product
Well,
in that
it's
case.
not a family member?
Isn't it purchased and traded through the economic system just like a product?
It's family. I view my dog as
I agree with
family.
you. It's family,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, you're building like a bond with it. You know, you're feeding it, you're taking care of it. It's family, obviously.
Of
right?
course, it's family.
Yeah.
Just as much as my sister is my family.
Yeah, exactly.
So this equality and love and peace for all, right?
Yeah.
The hoopla. Does this apply to farm animals like pigs and cows or sheep?
I would say so, but that's also why I brought up like what your fish means to you.
Yeah. What does it mean?
Like if it's just a product to you, but it's family to her, that's different for you.
Is that
Like that your
is that
farm
just
animal
a
could be a
justification for me to
It's
to
not necessarily
exploit
a
it?
justification if you grew up that way.
Of course, people are conditioned differently
Yeah.
from their youth and their cultures and society in general.
Yeah, and if that's the only thing you've ever known, like if you've never been outside and someone's talking to you about sunlight and they're saying, oh, it's so amazing, you feel so energized, you're not down, like you can do so much, you can see so far, but they're like, I don't understand what you're talking to me.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. I can't
They can't
I
make the
think
connection.
Of that. No, because it's something that's completely different for them. So it's like vegans versus people who eat meat.
Yeah.
And it's like you can be a vegan and love animals and protect them, but you can also eat meat and love animals and protect them. It's just different ways of doing so.
So when somebody they fight against the dog meat trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people think it's a horrible thing in the East, and then that same person will come through Carl's Jr. and buy a burger. You don't see any controversial issues with that?
I do see it's controversial, but at the same time, like, we all do so many different things. We all have different aspects of life for a reason.
Yeah.
And like, if people didn't go through Carl's Jr. to buy a burger, would you be able to talk about this right now?
No, I wouldn't.
And we wouldn't be able to think this far right now either.
Exactly. We
So
wouldn't
it'd
have
be,
the
like,
ability to
sheltered.
start thinking.
No. So each thing, like whether I do something and you don't like it, or you do something I don't like it and I don't agree, it's helping us grow into changing that in the future. Having that mentality, having that knowledge of being like, this is wrong. We shouldn't do that. Or this is right. I believe that. I feel that.
Yeah.
I think it all comes down to grayscale for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a good thing to have these like conversations with people.
Yeah.
Like most definitely.
You educate them.
Yeah. And I know now that they're creating like a lab grown meat.
Oh yes, yes.
Which is super awesome.
It's crazy.
I mean, I heard it tastes just like regular meat,
Yeah.
so that's
Have
pretty
you
cool.
heard of the Beyond Burger before?
No.
So
yeah.
Carl's Jr.
It's
right
a
here,
Beyond
they have like
a plant-based
proteins,
burger.
right? Everybody
Yeah.
talks about proteins when they talk about vegans.
Yeah.
And that's not really a problem. I get
Uh-huh.
it the same way their protein gets protein,
Yeah.
right? Just eat the plants that the cow ate.
Yeah.
But since me and you and that guy over there,
Uh-huh.
we have the education or knowledge, you were saying, of these injustices and the oppression to the animals, do you think we have an obligation or a choice to choose these products versus ones that cause suffering and pain that's needless? Because you can survive off plants.
Yeah. See, so I get where you're going, like where you're coming from. Of course, 100%. I have friends who do this, and they're very passionate about it. I get it.
Yeah.
If I had a farm and I had like a cow or a pig, and I raised it inside with me, and I did so many things, but at a certain time of its life, like, that pig is going to die.
Yeah. Do you know?
But what if I take care of that animal, I give it the best life, it has a happy life, and as a sacrifice for not just me, but for itself, that also gives me life and gives me nurturing, as well as the family below me to also help raise other animals. Like, I think it's a huge difference with meat for how it's raised. Like, I would say that most importantly.
So
but at the
free
same
range
time,
and stuff like that, grass-fed.
yeah, but not just grass-fed. Like, how are these animals kept? Like, you can have free range, but your farm's not that big.
Yeah.
And it's like, your animal's not happy. We can all clearly know your animal's not happy. But if you eat meat from a happy animal, I guarantee it tastes so much different than eating it from an animal that's been, like, locked up in a cage and can't move at all. But we can also have the knowledge of, you don't have to have meat every single day. You don't have to have fish every single day.
You don't even
can
have to eat animals in general
No.
to survive,
No,
right?
you can have other types of food, but until you put that in your diet, until we have places that aren't Carl's Jr. and that aren't McDonald's and actually have these types of food, have fruit in a drive-thru that we can actually go and purchase, the change won't happen.
So who is
convenience
that?
isn't there.
Who is that problem put upon? Is it the big bosses who own the farms and they don't even go into the farm? Is it up to them to slowly change these practices, or is it more on the consumer, those who buy into the supply and the demand?
Supply and demand, of course, consumers.
So if we were in the UK and there was, almost a quarter of them are veggies out there,
Yeah.
and in Utah it's like 1%. Do you feel that you would make a different decision based off of convenience?
Yes, because you're able to go grab a banana or grab like something else other than what is available for you.
Do you think it was convenient to stand up for Black rights movement in the time, or do you think that people were harmed, right? Like,
No,
I mean,
not at all.
you went to school.
Yeah, it's brutal, and it's still going on. It's not like it's not going on now.
It's not
Just
like there's
because
no
we're in
oppression
Utah.
and the laws are fixed.
But even
there's
that,
still
like,
problems.
we're in Utah right now, but you don't see like a black person getting kicked to the curb.
Yeah.
But like, you go down to the south, you go to other places, and that does still happen. And like, you don't even have to be black for that to happen. You can be Middle Eastern and go to a spot and have people making all these threats about you.
There's injustices and oppressions all over
All
the
over the
world.
place.
And I feel the base of that is treating other living beings unequal.
Yeah. It is. It's just a whole manipulation of our society that's been going on for so long, of what is right and what is wrong, and what we can do versus what we actually can do.
Yeah.
That's messed up. That's the problem.
So do you feel that you personally have the ability to slow or stop oppression and injustice to animals, like we were
Yes.
just talking about?
Yeah, anyone could. You just have to want to do it.
You have to have a desire and make the conscious decision. All right, I have one more question.
Okay.
Would you guys be willing to try a Try Vegan 22-day challenge? I mean, not forever. You just join a
Yeah.
Facebook group, and there's coaches and people you can talk to, and they'll help you find the convenience and make. I mean, you don't even have to be healthy. Just eat the vegan junk food that's accidentally vegan.
Be
you know.
healthy, any vegan.
No, I mean,
I know. Just
I mean,
kidding.
that's what every vegan says. It's all about
Yeah.
the health, because it is healthy. But
You can still
if
be
you don't
unhealthy
care
and be
about
vegan.
your health, and you do care about the animals, just eat Swedish fish and purple Doritos and
And even those
everything.
have like animal things in them. You know that, right?
Well, we can get into white sugar and Coca-Cola, how it's
Yes.
bones.
That's exactly it.
But being a vegan is reducing animal pain and suffering as far as possible, right?
yeah.
As far as convenient. This might be wool. These might be wool.
Exactly. And
So-
leather,
so what can I
like,
do
if you have
about
a
it?
belt, I have tons of friends that are
Exactly,
vegan.
exactly. So
Yeah.
we need to stop buying. It's the same exact argument, supply and demand. Just
Yeah.
go to the DI.
Yeah.
But it's not just stop buying,
I
like,
totally understand that.
They're making clothes out of hemp,
Exactly. You
but
need
marijuana is a bad thing.
to.
But hemp, you can make clothes, you can make all these different things with it. But because the knowledge isn't there for everyone, like it's not comfortable, it's not spoken
It's not.
about.
It's not in practice.
It's not
No.
convenient. It's not convenient.
That's
for
the biggest thing.
So, are
Well,
you
and
guys
people-
in control of the convenience, or is it the
It's-
people who supply you these products that control how
I think
convenient it
it's-
is?
I think
It's
it's
both.
us. You have to
It's both.
make. I don't know.
I think it's
I think
both.
you have to make the effort too.
But like you and I can start tomorrow a
You know
hemp
what,
shop
though?
and make
Here's the
clothes and
thing.
start a business.
Here's the thing. You
It won't
can
be.
buy tofu at the grocery store. You can buy nuts at the
Yeah.
grocery store. Like you can change your diet like easy.
Yeah.
You
I
could-
buy tofu. I buy nuts. Like basically I already eat like cutting down on meat.
Yeah,
But
same.
my family, they're hunters.
Yeah,
Like you know that. And I butcher.
yeah.
It's so easy though to cut down and to like I don't know.
It's just different.
Just yeah, it is. It's different for
It's
because
because the culture's there. My
Yeah.
grandfather, his name is Grandpa Nelson.
Yeah.
I have never referred to him as Grandpa Nelson. It's Grandpa Cow. He raised meat.
Yeah.
We sold it. My mother was out there in the farm moving the water lines by hand at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's very, very ingrained in our culture. And I feel
Yeah.
that's one of our biggest problems to get over is how do we realize that culture doesn't define moral?
Yeah, that's exactly
That's the biggest
it.
thing.
Yeah.
And that's not just a consumer point, it is a personal point.
Mm-hmm.
It
To
goes
make
to
the
everyone.
effort. Yeah, you just have to make the effort, you know?
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, it's going to be uncomfortable. It was probably uncomfortable for people to stand up for their rights.
It was probably uncomfortable for males to allow women to own things.
Or vote.
Exactly.
It's probably
Exactly.
uncomfortable
Have that
for some
taken
women
away
to be
from
like,
them,
I need to stand up for myself.
Like, hey, can I get some land or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Hey, I'm
I want
here.
some. I
I'm
want
a
my
human
own
being.
stuff.
Yeah. Like I want to make a difference. I want to act.
All right. So I'd like to end. You guys willing to try a vegan 22-day challenge? Not for life, just 22 days.
I would try it. Yeah.
All right.
I would try it.
It's Try 22 Vegan on Facebook.
Okay.
Just join the group, and there'll be people there helping you. And it's not going to start tomorrow or whenever you join. It's a periodical.